OMG, what happened? What they do? What they do? Turn the channel up, yeah, we coming through. Coming through. Big screen buzzing, that's the crew. That's the crew. Yeah. Reaction heat, we got the view. OMG, what happened? What happened? TV snapping, jaws clapping. Rewind slow.
Celeste Hernandez's family is speaking out about her relationship with David. Celeste's brother, named Matthew Rivas, told NBCLA that the family was aware of the alleged relationship between Celeste and David, claimed that his sister vanished after going to see a movie with David in May of last year and never returned. Matthew claimed that David would frequently pick up Celeste in the same Tesla Model Y in which her remains were later discovered in. Just for a reminder, her mother came out to TMZ earlier this week and told them that her daughter had a boyfriend named David and had a tattoo on her right index finger that read shh. They also have content creators and streamers that are talking to her brother Matthew as well. In this message, he sends a lot of pictures of him and Celeste, and he also starts saying F David, and I hope he real slow. Now I want to talk a little bit more about the video that I just did a little while ago. We were talking about Celeste allegedly having this account where it shows her with a ring on her finger and a tattoo of David on one of her fingers. And somebody in my comment section posted this photo and my mouth was dropped wide open. Not only does it look similar to Celeste, you can also see a ring on the finger that looks similar to the ring that was on the picture on Discord. In this photo, it's not only the ring that caught my attention. Apparently, whoever this is has makeup on, but I really got to looking at the hair, and it's brown and red. Some of the pictures floating around of Celeste right now, you can literally see her hair is brown and red. Also, here is another one, brown with a red tint. When I got into the conversation about the ring, I showed this account that a lot of her friends saying was Celeste's burner account, basically when she ran away. On this account, she was tagging David a lot, and he would even reshare her stories. This post really made me gasp because we see she did a story and she did a Q&A, and they said, not gonna lie, David is kinda hot. And you can see her take a photo with a ring with a tattoo that says David on her finger. After her friends were posting all this information, then somebody leaked that there was this person in Discord that was named deleted user that would talk to David. A year ago, they would post with the same exact tattoo on the same finger. All of this information was coming out about her Instagram account. This Instagram account was private until just yesterday, when allegedly her sister hopped on and said, I decided to make my sister's account public. If anyone has any information that might seem important, please message me. They also tagged this GoFundMe, but people noticed in the account name a .444, which isn't in the old screenshots the friends leaked of Celeste's name. So people thought, well, maybe it wasn't real.
It was a real conversation that happened. And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes. I really wanted the listeners to feel like they're reading a book almost, and they get into a different chapter with every song, but there's also that kind of pause where they can take every song in by itself and then have this kind of visual landscape in this interlude to kind of be in my head, in my mindset, and why I wrote the project like this and how everything went, just to like keep them even more interested and connected throughout the project, for sure.
At the end of the interlude, correct me if I'm wrong here, she says, I love you. You don't respond. She says, I love you again. It repeats itself and you don't respond. Was that done purposely?
Absolutely, because the next song after that is This Really Love? So it's kind of like a lead into that kind of a transition type thing, you know?
I believe the last time you were here, didn't you say you never experienced love or hadn't been in love? You didn't?
Yeah, I wasn't in a relationship then. Nah.
Hello everybody, this is Maria with Supreme Creations. Today bringing you a celebrity reading on David. No idea who this person is. And I swear y'all people pick the weirdest people that I don't know. Let's see what's going on with Mr. David. one. Okay. For David, it says that he practices a religion. It says here that, look, I apologize beforehand, but I'm only reading what the cards say. It says that he's an imposter, that he's not who he portrays to be. It says that he got into an argument with somebody, okay, and they had been having an argument for quite a while. It says that he moved to another house, that in his home lately there were situations that were uncomfortable. He wasn't sleeping well. He was tired, overwhelmed. It says that person is not coming back. Okay? That he feels that his hard work is going to be, recompensated. It says that he's going to receive a new contract. I don't know who he is, but I guess he must be some type of actor, celebrity, or like singer, whatever. It says that he's going to receive a new contract, that all his doors are open, but in his relationship was over. It says that in the near future, his luck is going to run out in a month from today, that everything's going to start to fall apart for him, that he's going to have a big deception, and that he's surrounded by instability. Point here is he had an argument with somebody, he had a big fight with somebody, he left, moved to another place, and says that he's not telling the truth, that he's an imposter. That's what I'm understanding, that's what my cards are saying, but we'll see. I guess y'all are going to fill me in on who this person is. Allegedly.
Also, guys, please be aware of imposter accounts. We do not have WhatsApp. We do not conduct business on WhatsApp. We will never reach out to anyone first. The only way that you can contact us is at this phone number at 281-866-4607. Again, we do not have WhatsApp. Please be aware of imposter accounts. You did say hello.
You trained you. That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's
bye.
been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
What's up, everybody? Alright, you guys, so we have been working on the heartbreaking case of Celeste Hernandez. And in the past few days, there have been some developments. We know that police were searching a home they believe that David lived in. So from my understanding, this was a rental property that was rented out by his manager, but there are multiple videos and pictures showing David at this property. So one thing that I want to address is a lot of people have been saying there's no way he could have done it. He was on tour. And y'all, he's had moments on this tour where there were breaks. Now, I want you guys to look at August 23rd through August 26th. Now, after his show on the 23rd, it would have gave him a few days break before he had to get back on the road by the 26th. Something else that I noticed is on his TikTok page and his Instagram, he posted on August 21st, but he wouldn't post again until August 30th on TikTok and September 1st on Instagram. So we actually don't know where David was on August 23rd through the 26th. Now, there could be other videos or proof that he was somewhere else, but as of right now, I haven't seen it. Another thing I want to address is people saying that he didn't know her age. Y'all, Celeste and David knew each other from, we know for a fact, 2022. Celeste had went missing multiple times, and there were missing person posters with her birthday and with her age. There is no way that David had no clue how old Celeste was. Now, what is strange to me is the fact that she was around his family, his brothers, his friends. And to me, Celeste had a childlike demeanor, and it's very crazy to me that nobody questioned her or who she was or where she came from. Now, another thing is David has these funerals at his concerts. And on one of those obituaries, you see the Japanese word itami, which means pain or ache.
And you see that the lifespan for Itami was February 2023 to August of 2025, which means that his pain started in February of 2023, but it ended in August 2025. Now, y'all, let me say this. I don't think that all of this stuff is a coincidence. David uses symbolism in all of his music. He talks about life and death. He talks about heartache. He talks about pain, but he talks about it in a way that kind of coincides hate and love together. It's almost like he's saying, I love you so much to the point that I hated you. And as you listen to all of this music and you tie in all of the things that's happening, it's not a coincidence. Now, we know that a lot of this music was released on her birthday, and we know that a lot of this music was released years ago. But I 100% feel like his music was about Celeste. Now, Celeste's brother Matthew, he came forward, he reactivated her Instagram, and the family did start a GoFundMe for her services. Now, y'all, let me say this. Celeste was a victim. I saw a video of a jeweler that said that he saw Celeste and David together. Celeste seemed out of it, almost like she was drugged. And I told somebody a few days ago that I 100% believe that drugs was involved in this situation. And y'all, not only did he take her life away from her physically, allegedly, he had started to take her life away from her mentally. This case is sick because David had an obsession with this child. And to be honest, I think that Celeste was too young to understand what was really going on. Justice for Celeste.
Hello everybody, this is Maria with Supreme Creations. Today bringing you a reading on Celeste Rivas Hernandez. I take it y'all know who this person is. Let's see what is going on in the continuation of this story of this young girl. Okay guys, let's see what's going on. Well, this card keeps wanting to come out, but it's some other card. Okay, on Celeste, in her purse, it says that, I say remember when I was shopping that a card kept popping out of the deck, it was this one, it was a mother. It says here that she felt that her mother was betraying her, that her mother was doing manipulations to her life to better herself financially. Now, this is what the cards are saying now. I know nothing about these people other than the fact that she's the young girl that was unalive. It says that the mother was playing her for a fool, doing manipulations to her life to control her to better herself financially, monetarily. Okay? It says that there was money in the house, but there was a lot of things hidden, okay? A lot of things that did not come to the surface. It says that they, according to the cards, they were lacking a lot of things in the home, okay? From the looks of the cards, she was lacking in the mother. Okay, it says it all started, that her biggest problem, and it started with an invitation, okay? With an invitation that she took. It says that in her family, of course, again, telling her that she was fooled. In other words, she was kind of like, to me, it's like being lured, being convinced to do so, okay? It says here that she felt depressed, she felt trapped, that what she thought was going to be wasn't it, that her world was starting to fall apart, that she was scared, and that she was always under vigilance, meaning that she was never left unsupervised, okay? Like they were always watching. watching her. It says that she felt tired and overwhelmed, and that she wasn't sleeping well. And that she got some bad news, some really bad news about somebody that she felt threatened with, and that was going to make her even more unstable. Okay, there was too many secrets in this situation. To my understanding, to what the cards are saying, the mother had a lot to do with it. It says there was a lot of lying, a lot of cheating, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of betrayal. That's the word I want to use. A lot of betrayal. Okay. From what I'm also understanding, it was like lacking a lot of love for her child, is what I'm understanding. The cards are saying that the parent was lacking a lot of love for her child. And of course, there was lack of love, because, I mean, if you're going to put your child in that situation, but, okay, I guess everybody loves their children different. I wouldn't put my kids in that situation, but anyways, it says there was too many lies, too many betrayals from the mother, from him, from, it all started about getting better financially, okay? And it seems that things that are hidden, of course, not for a moment, it does not say here that that person was in love with this young girl, and it does not say that this girl was in love with this significant other. It says that she was played into this part. Okay, in other words, she was manipulated into the part. Okay, guys, that's what the cards are saying, guys. I mean, it looks like this poor girl was taken advantage of. That's what I can say. Okay. Hopefully, this reading was to your liking. I mean, it wasn't to mine, but maybe it'll help figure out exactly what was going on behind all the things that were under the surface that people couldn't see. Oh, and by the way, guys, all this is allegedly. Okay, guys? See you in the next video.
I'll tell you guys a story. I had a friend whose girlfriend continuously broke his heart and was continuously doing things that he knows that she'll keep doing, and he'll keep on having to take her back because that love is so strong. And she'll keep promising that she'll change, but she never changes. And he'll be at the verge of breaking up with her and leaving her, and then she'll be like, wait, can you please wait for me? I'll change. I promise I'll change. I'll change soon. I'll fix these problems. And he'll be like, okay, maybe I do have this faith that you will change, so I'll stay. Even at my own expense, I'm the one being hurt, I'm the one getting my heart broken. I'll stay because that love I have for you is so strong. And sometimes I wonder, as a simple person, as we all are simple people committing these sins.
This is a tragedy that should not happen.
We may now have evidence that David got Celeste pregnant before her life was taken, so a brand new Discord message was just leaked from July of 2024, where David says, I'll join the group chat with wifey and give y'all story time. He then says, me and deleted user got a kid on the way, and that same deleted user posted this image, which is allegedly of Celeste hands, with the name David and this image, where she is allegedly with David somewhere, that looks like backstage, and the timeline does match up too after she went missing, and was with David, and people from this chat said that she was known to delete her account so that people wouldn't find her and they wouldn't find out about her relationship with David. And the Discord staff has officially spoken out saying they were never aware of her true age or that she was a missing person, and they thought that she was around 18 or 19. They said they no longer associate with David or support his actions and are deeply saddened by the situation. And just to put things in perspective, this is how Celeste looked when she met David, and you cannot tell me that she looks of age. Rest in peace to Celeste. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
I have some new information about the David situation when it comes to Celeste Hernandez, and let me tell you, I've been deep down this rabbit hole, and what I just discovered is actually scaring me so bad it's not even funny. Okay, so we know David's first show for his tour was on July 30th of 2025, and this is where fans were capturing that he had a whole funeral set up for this first show. Sure, you guys remember this video going all over everybody's For You pages right now because it was just really odd. And he even has this obituary, but as you can see, Atami is the name, and in Japanese this means pain. And Atami is actually his alter ego. And just stay with me because I'm about to play you a clip of him talking about this Atami alter ego and how he is an unaliver and all of this crazy stuff. As this date February 2023 to August 2025. And this part really just made me feel unsettled because I started digging into the date because I found it really weird that people on Reddit, before they found out Celeste, were alleging that Celeste's friends lost communication with her in August. Here's that Reddit post that was going around, and they were talking about a girl named C that they were saying would go on trips to LA and that she was in 9th grade, and it turns out C's friends knew that David would allegedly pay them to keep their mouth shut about this relationship. Mind you, this Reddit post was before they identified Celeste as being the one in the trunk, but they knew somebody was in this trunk. So the day that they found out it was Celeste, somebody commented and said, your timelines don't match up because she's been missing since 2024. And this person responded, yes, she was missing for that long officially, but she still had friends who were in contact with her. Again, I'm not sure what her family life was like. It seemed very broken to me, which makes me believe she didn't want to go back home. What I meant was my sister and her friends lost all contact with her for over a month. Since early or mid-August, I'm not too sure. And then this part started making me more nervous because the neighbors that were across the street of David's house that was just searched by police where the Tesla was found was turned in by neighbors for being abandoned. Sources from that neighborhood said the car had been sitting in that spot on Bluebird Avenue for at least 3 weeks. Based off timelines from reports, we know that this car would have been towed in the early part of September because it sat in the tow yard for a few days before they noticed the smell coming out of it, and then on September 8th is when they would open that trunk and find who we now know is Celeste in that trunk. So the neighbors were saying that the car was sitting in the same spot for 3 weeks, which would take you to August. Now we're going to talk about David's alter ego Tommy, because what he says in this interview about his alter ego sent chills up and down my spine.
I had the idea to kind of make this first music video introduce a character that I had been kind of ideating for a really long time. That's why you see him with the blindfold and the bloody shirt aesthetic and the bow tie. I'm really big into anime and I'm really big into manga. And I wanted to make my own manga series at one point, and I was writing a lot of poems and writing a lot of things for it. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Tommy, which means pain in Japanese. And he wears his blindfold, and he's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And the story of the manga went like I was a detective, and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden. And he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as a detective. So like when I was as a detective, I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it. Like it was in the vault for like months and months and months. And I introduced it for the first time on screen because I had the opportunity with music to kind of explore this idea further with the Romantic Homicide music video, and people were asking so many questions. I was like, yo, this is kind of fire, because like nobody would have ever heard of it if it wasn't for this music video. But Tommy was a staple of this music video. You kind of see him throughout the entire thing. He's holding the knife with the bloody thing. You get the girl who's basically like the ghost of the person that he was his first victim in the manga.
At this point, it's like he's literally envisioning all of this, and I'm not saying that he for sure did it because he is still innocent until proven guilty, but that is absolutely crazy. It's like what he is talking about is now actually happening. There is no dang way. And now in this tour, he is talking about this alter ego now passed away August of 2025. Why he has this casket and everything set up on this very first show that he did. Same exact time frame that neighbors are saying that car was parked across the street from where he lived, and also Celeste's friends are saying that is the last time they talked to Celeste was sometime in August. Now at this point I am honestly really disturbed. If it comes out that David is in fact guilty, at this point it really could be premeditated. I feel like at this point I have been way too far down this rabbit hole because it just keeps going and going, and I swear each time I am getting more and more disturbed. Well, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
David cameraman admitted that he knew that Sylvester was underage, and he admitted to everything on here, making it seem like it wasn't a big deal. And I'm gonna show the clip at the end, but whole time y'all knew this man was messing with this 14-year-old and y'all didn't say anything. The parents was behind it because they sold her, and whole time I feel like he's gonna get away with it because of the fact the sacrifice is just done. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully our justice system does their big one. But how did the teacher know? How did the parents know and not do anything? But yet they knew that she was so-called kidnapped, but didn't even make no type of phone call when they seen her on live and being with this man? Therefore, she was never kidnapped. She was sold. And I'm about to show y'all the clip, but whole time I feel like this man needs to be prosecuted as well, right along with David and everybody else that knows, including them parents. Because how are y'all okay with this going on, knowing damn sure well she was underage? Yeah, it's because money was involved.
Yeah, I feel bad for Celeste. Wonder what you knew about that. You were working with David. You were his cameraman when that happened. You didn't say nothing. Yes. No, you're messed up. You didn't say nothing when David was going down with that.
He likes what he likes. David likes what he likes.
OMG, what happened? What they do? What they do? Turn the channel up, yeah, we coming through. Coming through. Big screen buzzing, that's the crew. That's the crew. Yeah. Reaction heat, we got the view. OMG, what happened? What happened? TV snapping, jaws clapping.